Go for a moment and just think about how incredible it would be to have literally God place his mouth upon your nostrils and to breathe the breath of life, and for you to take a first breath and walk in an incredible, perfect, lush environment where everything is provided for you, everything is gorgeous, and there is no sorrow, and there's no pain, and there's no suffering, and there's no greed, and there's no bitterness, there's no anxiety, there's no stress, there's none of those things, and you just breathe easy. Physicians tell us that on average, an average adult breathes somewhere between 12 and 18 times per minute. And when we exercise, we breathe around 70, up to 70 times per minute. I went to the Y this week. I'm confident that I was breathing 90 times per minute. I'm so out of shape right now, diligently trying to get back. But they tell you this, that although we breathe 12 to 18 times per minute, that in breath's awesome, most natural rhythm, you and I would breathe 3 to 4 times per minute. Why? We breathe more because we're anxious. We breathe more because we're exhausted. We breathe more because we have a heavy weight on our shoulders. We breathe more because we worry, because we fear, because we're always wondering what's going to happen next, and we're keyed up, and we're emotional, and we're all wrapped up in all of the unknowns, and we breathe faster than what we're even supposed to be at its optimum. But think about this. Adam, when he was in the Garden of Eden, and ultimately when Eve was ultimately brought into the picture, they breathed easy. They just... It was just beautiful. It was perfect. And they talked with God on a regular basis, and they walked with him. It was literally garden walks all the time. Some of you remember this recently. We were in a Bible study downstairs, and we were talking about this, and we were talking about how incredible it must have been to know that you were just provided for, and that you didn't have to experience the hardships and the pain, and there wasn't the temptations, and there was this awesome sense of just communion with God. And I remember as we talked about that, conversation ended, and then there was like this 5 or 10 minute moment of kind of silence, because no one wanted to go any further, because we all knew what was going to happen next, and we were enjoying just basking in what it must have been like to be there. God's blueprint for us is one driven by a desire of life and hope and peace and joy. He desires us to breathe 3 to 4 times a minute and not 18 to 25. He wants us to breathe easy. He wants us to rest. Sin screams adversity, challenge, death, and God's breath is one of life.